Right. Hello, everybody, once again, and I'm back. So this is part two. Just breaking the episode into two so that, because come on, who's going to listen to 1 hour or more of my rants? So that was a much needed break, even for me, actually. I don't know why, but there's this thing now, because I've just recovered from, the cold. Um, so the worst part about the rhinovirus, the virus that is behind all common colds and flus, is that once the phlegm, once you've got that phlegm thing, it doesn't completely disappear. And so when I start talking, after a few minutes, phlegm builds up. And that's why I was having a bit of a problem, and I probably even sounded a bit stuffy, probably towards the end, especially. So I had to take a much needed break. Sorry about that. But okay, back. Actually, this was supposed to be an episode on the biggest mistake that Imran Khan ever made. But I think it's kind of good to once again just sort of summarize everything so that I guess people can understand the point I'm trying to make when I say that the biggest mistake that Imran Khan ever made was ruining his life. 20 to 22 years of his life, his prime, for a country that doesn't deserve it. And why doesn't this country deserve it? As I said, it's simply because traitors have taken over, not just in the government. See, that's the problem. The problem is the people that this country was built for, and the people who built this country are basically no more. You know, this country later on got flooded by the same traitors who opposed this country, and that is why, as I said, it was quite a pleasant surprise when I saw that our lazy, selfish people actually got up for Imran Khan. It said a lot. It really said a lot. It did a lot, and but now again, you see, now once again, people are not coming out the way they came out. I guess people are just pissed off. I don't know, because everybody is pissed off. That I do know. I mean, wherever I go, if you talk to the maids, they're pissed off. They're constantly swearing at the government. But then the problem is that they keep on saying, "Oh, Imran Khan's got 2 weeks relief. At least now he'll do something for us." And I keep on telling them, listen, the person stood for you, and look what he's got in return. It's your turn now to stand for him. I said, look, we middle class people, we keep on standing up. But the truth is that you are the majority, okay? The lower middle class and the poor people, the people from the villages, they form the majority. And they're the ones that Imran Khan benefited the most when he came. With his health card, which this government, as soon as it came, it blocked, by the way. So he gave them health card, he gave them relief, he subsidized the already subsidized stuff even more. When there was a problem with during floods or any other problem that occurred because of coronavirus, everything was so organized. The PTI members made sure that they had everything in a list, so they knew which homes had, for example, no men or very old men and women, or only women or kids, and they would send members to go there directly to give them food and to give them ration and everything that they needed. You understand? So what did this government do? As you know, right now, what this government did after the flood was, uh, it just kept on increasing the prices of flour. As we know, it's increasing every single day. And then they made people stand in lines, in long, huge lines, just to get flour, seriously. And not just that, people died in the process. Yeah, people actually died in the process. You assholes, you motherfuckers, why don't you just go and deliver it to their homes? Or better yet, just lower the freaking price of the subsidized items. Let the people go to the utility store as per usual and buy the stuff. Why are you forcing them to stand in line while your army people who have nothing better to do in their lives are, and your other members, you're just giving them sacks of flour? And the people complained, by the way, that the flour was the worst quality ever. It was not the quality of flour that people, and these people are actually even more particular about food than we urban people are. People of the rural areas, remember, they farm their stuff, they grow their stuff, they harvest their stuff, they get pure good food compared to us. We have to buy the stuff from the market, so we don't get the kind of quality that the people of the rural areas are used to or that they get. So they know even better than us what it is that they're getting, because they're the ones who basically make the stuff. And so people were complaining. They're like, first they make us stand in lines, and then they waste all day, and then they end up getting people killed. And then the flour that we get is not even flour, really. It's just, it's spoiled flour, basically. Like, the flour that's basically gone bad. It's already low quality and it's gone bad. This is what they were giving the people, right? So when they ousted Imran Khan, back to that, when they ousted Imran Khan, people, as you know, flooded the streets. But Imran Khan kept on telling them, no, no, wait for my call, wait for my call. That was the other big mistake Imran Khan made. That was a huge and very, very stupid mistake he made. I know he did that because he did not want violence, and he did not want the illegal government to take advantage of that and initiate violence, which is what they did just 3 days ago, and more than 3 days ago, actually, on 9th May, when they illegally arrested him. Again, I get that, but he should not have made that call. He should have let the people flood the streets, because that time, the way people were aggressive, the way they were flooding the streets, it would have stopped all this from happening. They would have forced the government out within 48 hours. Okay? But he made that mistake, which again delayed so much. And people were like, yeah, what's wrong with, I mean, why is he doing this? What's wrong with him? And so, when people keep on waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're forced to, stay back and hold it, then obviously they can go back to their, original state, which they were in before, where they're like, okay, you know what, I don't care and I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going out anymore. So it's probably that people have now gone back to that hesitation mode, where they're thinking, okay, the country is fucked, the country has no future anymore, okay, we're all fucked, we don't have any future anymore, but what can we do? So it's that, I think people have gone back to that. And that is what this government wanted, obviously, the illegal government, because they're here to basically push the country into a defaulter state and declare the country a failed state, so that America can use this opportunity to, land its troops here and wage war and use us to wage war, which they've already done in Zardari's time. Now, here's another thing. They keep on calling Imran Khan terrorist, the illegal US supported government. They keep on calling Imran Khan terrorist. Tell me one thing. Um, Look at the number of drones that America uh, threw in Pakistan, killing civilians during Zardari's time, when Zardari was president. Look at the amount of terrorism, the amount of encounters during both Zardari's time and Nawaz Sharif's time, right? And then come and look at the number of drones or terrorist activities during Imran Khan's time. Zero. Zero. We had not a single drone dropped into our land, and we have had no terrorist activities. Although during Imran Khan's tenure, the army did kind of try to create a terrorist situation with the illegal government, but it was foiled. The attempt was foiled very badly. It went very, very badly for them. So that is there. And then they kept on fabricating news about Imran Khan and all. Here's this thing about freelancers. As we all know, although Pakistan has probably the world's fifth or third largest freelancers working in the world online, but number, as a number of freelancers. But the fact remains that we don't have PayPal in Pakistan, as you know. And so most of the people have had to create an address or use their friend's address in America or other countries where PayPal was used in order to get the money that they had to earn online. And the other we have other we have Payoneer, we have other payment modes for online. But again, the problem is that it's not so easy as it is abroad, to be very honest, to get paid in online and then to go and access your money. So plus, as you know, the internet, the country had the internet and everything, but to actually put the whole country online on a digital map, that was done by Imran Khan, and he facilitated the freelancers. So when the illegal government, when they were in opposition, so-called opposition, when they were trying to forge and fabricate news about Imran Khan, one of the fabrications that they made about Imran Khan was that Imran Khan was creating laws and bills that negatively affect freelancers. Hello. Freelancers would not have existed in Pakistan. And this is my message to you, freelancers, because, in a way, I am one of you. I am kind of registered as a freelancer. Freelancers had nowhere to go, and they could not earn their money that they deserved to earn. They could not get the number of projects that they deserved to get. They could not really work. Why? Because they had no real outlet, no real way to get their work done. And if it wasn't for Imran Khan, you would have ceased to exist by now. That is how bad the situation was. He digitized the country for you. He facilitated you. He's the one who created those laws to facilitate you. He's the one who, let's just be very frank and very honest, he's the one who put you on the map. Believe me, before that, although yes, you had a lot of work, but believe me, people didn't really know that Pakistan actually had, what the potential to have one of the largest number of freelancers working in the world. It was he who put you on the map. Imran Khan worked so hard to give you relief, to give you facilities, even in tax. Yeah, even in tax, those that were registered as freelancers, their tax was kept to a minimum. So yeah, so to suddenly, say such stuff about Imran Khan that he was creating laws and bills that would negatively affect freelancers. I think if a freelancer believed in that, there could be nothing and no one more stupid. Because I know that the amount that the I have actually managed to enjoy my freelancing a little more during his time, because before that I would actually get offers from people abroad, but I would refuse them because I just didn't know how to get paid, and I was not going to make a false American address just to get PayPal. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to do that just for a PayPal card. And for years, I my money was stuck on Amazon, my books that I've been selling. And finally, when I found out that Amazon actually doesn't even use PayPal, it uses Payoneer, that is what pushed me to create a Payoneer account. And that's how I got my money after all those years, which Amazon had very diligently kept. I got every cent in one go. So yeah, I mean, come on, that is another mistake that Imran Khan made was during his tenure. They're talking so much, Rana and Mariam and all. They're talking so much about how he was a fascist, and he was. No fascist government allows somebody who's not in the government to hog mainstream media, right? And talk against that government and use vulgar language against that government and threaten that government in power. No fascist government does that. Now, you are a fascist government. You, the illegal government, you're a fascist government. You're an authoritarian government. Yes. And you are actually working towards dictatorship. Yes. Why? First of all, the PDM is not elected. You pushed your way into the federal government after you illegally ousted Imran Khan, number one. Number two, once the Punjab assemblies and KPK assemblies were dissolved by the PTI members who had the majority in those assemblies, you again sent your people into those assemblies to make up, and you called yourselves caretaker government. You're an interim government and they're caretaker governments, and in any case, all of you need to have been gone by now because the elections should have been done by now. And you are still hogging mainstream media and social media, spreading lies and fabricated news. And the media cannot even complain about the journalists that you have killed. The media houses cannot complain about the way you have threatened the owners of those media houses with their lives, and how you have kidnapped many of their employees, and how you have attempted to kidnap the owners of some of these media houses, right? And then again, when Imran Khan was prime minister, if he was really sending you all off to jail, why were we always seeing you on the media? Why were you always on TV barking your heads off? Why were you always having press conferences while Imran Khan was still a prime minister? Why were you threatening an incumbent prime minister? Why were you threatening the army that time? And how is it that the army very conveniently forgot that? Now the army says it wants to put charges against Imran Khan for and protesters for attacking government institutions. You are public servants once again. You are not masters and servants of each other. You are all our servants. We're paying your wages, right? You serve us. You going against us and our legal representative, that is illegal. That is treason. And now you're actually talking about Imran Khan and terrorism and all, when you actually tried to commit terrorism during Imran Khan's tenure and he still did and said nothing to you people. That was again one of the biggest mistakes Imran Khan did. Why did Imran Khan give these people so much power, so much freedom that they would, while he was still prime minister, they would come and hog the mainstream media. The mainstream media was literally bribed and bought by the PDM even when they were not in the government. Why? Because now here's the thing. Mainstream media had a problem with Imran Khan's government because Imran Khan's government refused to bribe them. Now, as I said, you see, this is why I say that countries, nations don't change now, and why I say the country never deserved a person like Imran Khan, and this country never deserved a person like Jinnah and Allama Iqbal. Why? Because our people are so steeped in corruption and dishonesty, they don't know how to live any other way, and they're scared to live like honest people. They're scared to live within the realms of law and order. Now, our media houses have been steeped in corruption right from the start. They created their media houses through corruption, basically. Most of our news outlets, most of our news channels, they were started by giving bribes to Shehbaz Sharif when he was in the Punjab government. And they basically, uh, Shehbaz Sharif took a lot of kickbacks to help them start their ventures. So the huge number of news channels that suddenly erupted during Shehbaz Sharif's time when he was chief minister was simply because they all paid him lots of money so that they could go through all the loopholes of PEMRA laws and start their channels. And this is why and that's another thing, whenever Bhutto government or whenever Nawaz Sharif's government are, in place, they had a habit of always paying media outlets in the form of advertisements and sponsorships. So the media is so used to being fed all that pig meat, all that haram, that now when this government came, and this government, true to its policy, refused to give unnecessary ads and sponsorships to media outlets, which basically meant bribes. So the media outlets very gladly took money from Maryam Nawaz and from Bilawal and from their people, and helped them work against Imran Khan. So the media also committed treason. Now the media is crying blood because the people that they worked with to, uh, to very openly fabricate news against the incumbent prime minister of that time, now these same media houses are being misused, abused. Their people are being kidnapped and killed off by the same people who they thought they were in partnership with. And now, and at that time when the media was helping spread false news about how the media was being censored by the government. Again, if the media was being censored by Imran Khan's government, Why were we looking at these motherfuckers 24/7 on our TVs instead of listening to pertinent government um, policies? Why were we constantly looking at the faces of Maryam Nawaz and Maryam, the illegitimate Maryam, the legitimate Maryam, the illegitimate Maryam, and Rana the Bulldog? Why were we looking at their faces 24/7? Why were they holding press conferences? Why were they constantly barking their brains out and pissing the bejesus out of us during Imran Khan's government? Why weren't they put in jail? Why weren't they just thrown out? Why weren't they curbed? Why were we always looking at them? If the media was being censored by the government, then why were we looking at all those people who were talking against the government? Now the media is actually censored. A media is censored when the media cannot complain about censorship. The media is being controlled when the media has lost its freedom, when the media cannot even talk about it, when the media cannot talk about how its journalists have been kidnapped, threatened, and killed for not taking money or for not listening to this government, or when the media cannot talk about how its every single news is scripted and everything is censored, then that means your media is censored and your media is controlled. So, similarly, another mistake that Imran Khan made during his tenure was, playing mind games with these people. We didn't have time for those long mind games, to be very honest. We were already at the edge. He should have reset his priorities. He should have held on to the priorities that he mentioned before elections. He should not have, first of all, he should not have compromised um, on his party members. He should have kept the original party members. He would have still won the elections. I can, in fact, the whole public would tell you that. So the fact that he was made to think that he needed all those old sitters and farts who were joining his party from other parties, which was highly dangerous. When the parties that you're fighting against, when their members are defecting from their parties right before elections and coming over to your party, that does not just mean that they're looking to benefit because they know you're going to win, but that also means that they are now going to be the ones that are going to drag you down because they are moles and insiders and spies, which is actually what happened. The half the people that he trusted and let into the party, thinking that they were old, seasoned veterans, politicians, they were the ones that dragged him down. If he had kept the original PTI members, and if, as promised, he had kept the youth wing in the political sector, and if he had let them run the elections, they would have won, and we would have been in a better condition, in a better situation. Because again, he said it himself in one of his interviews that if he won the elections and became prime minister without majority, he would not take his post as prime minister because they would not let him work. He said this himself, and yet he made that mistake of accepting the premiership. He took his seat as the prime minister despite the fact that he did not have two-thirds majority in the Federal Assembly, especially in the Parliament, and they dragged him down. Another mistake that he made, which again is look, I know that you want to create a civilized country, but you first need to understand we are not a civilized country. We still have to be turned into a civilized country. And so you were supposed to change the people in all the organizations that were supposed to work with you and for you to achieve that. Because that is what everybody does. And literally, there's nothing wrong with it. Because whenever Nawaz Sharif comes, the first thing he does is he removes the FIA's director, then he removes the ISI's director general, then he removes the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Then he removes the judges and the justices of the high courts. And then in any and every sensitive post, He removes the top dog and he replaces them with his own people. The same thing is when Zardari came with, that's what he did. The same thing again when Bhutto used to come, she did. Why do they do that? So that they can do whatever they need to do smoothly without any clash, without any opposition from within the bureaucratic machine. Imran Khan was such an idiot at that point that he trusted his people so much that he thought that, as long as I'm sincere and I'm loyal and I'm honest, everybody will know that and they will be with me. No, you are trying to teach old dogs new tricks. You are trying to tell crooked people who have only one way of living, and that is through haramkhori. You're trying to tell them that they should stop their haramkhori and get into halal kamai and, do the right thing. Why would they do that? The reason they're sitting there is because they are not qualified to do that. If they were honest people, or if they even had the backbone to be honest, they wouldn't be part of the machinery in the first place. You know, why would they be serving in the government if they were good, honest people? The reason they're there is because they are dishonest, crooked, corrupted people. And you thought that you could just turn them overnight? That's not how that's not how it's done. You should have not given an extension to Bajwa. Why did you? You thought that if you gave him an extension, then he would what? Be more sincere with you and work for the country? No. You said it yourself that it's against the law to give an extension. So why did you give the extension to him? I mean, it's not exactly against the law, but yes, it kind of does defeat the purpose of the law. That if his tenure has ended as uh, chief of army, then he needs to be relieved of his duties. Instead, you gave him extension, and that is what he was just waiting for, because now he could use his full power to throw you out, and that's what he did. And the shock that the army had when he did that. The first thing that the army was like, we can't believe that the person, our superior, is the one who just betrayed us. And actually, that is how the word treason came into the mouths of everybody. It wasn't just the public that started about how the army is, treacherous. It was from within the army that this whisper started. That, oh my God, he betrayed us. He just committed treason. He betrayed us. So, this is how it started. On the other side, he did not remove people from certain strategic positions in the bureaucratic machinery. Instead, he thought that he would help them by raising their salaries so that they could, get back some of their dignity, and they would work with him for the betterment of the country. Again, who are you talking to? What are you expecting from them? That was a huge mistake. They still never sided with him. If anything, they took the money and they threw him out. So Imran Khan made a number of mistakes that led to this point. And then again, when he was ousted and the whole public was coming out, again, his biggest mistake was telling everybody to stay back, to hold on, and wait for his call. And then now, when he was illegally arrested, people were coming out, but now people were again thinking, okay, if we come out, he'll again tell us, oh, wait, stay, wait for my call. And so people hesitated. So half the people came out, and the other half were still hesitating, waiting, hoping for something to be done or said so that they could follow. Because before, they didn't wait for anything, they came out on their own, which was a good thing actually. But Imran Khan feared violence and he stopped them. But now see what happened. People went violent anyway. I mean, the thing that he was trying to stop, the scapegoating of his people, the initiation of violence from hired goons amongst the public, the thing that he was trying to stop, it happened anyway. You know, Rana Sanawala sent his goons to initiate violence in the Corps commander's house and blamed PTI members for it. There is video footage proving that not a single PTI member was present there. They were all in Zaman Park. And again, I would say, you killed 47 PTI members. You martyred 47 people and you injured hundreds but you couldn't do anything to the agitators who attacked the corps commander, and even worse, you actually removed the corps commander from his position. So he got attacked, and you removed him from his position. Seriously, what does that tell us? And on the other side, the people who allegedly set fire to the fake Jinnah house, you're naming names and saying that they're from PTI, and from their very faces and names, you can see that they have nothing to do with PTI, that they're your own people. And that is why, again, you're just going to quietly let them go, and we would never know what became of them. You're going to make a lot of noise about arresting them. You will show their faces. You will identify them. You will forge their relationship with PTI. And then at the end, they will disappear from our site and everybody will forget about them. They have done this so many bloody fucking times, I swear, that it is beginning to just piss me off as to how there are still some stupid people among us who actually believe them. Why is it that everything they say is the truth and everything Imran Khan says is a lie? I mean, the whole world can see that nobody got fooled by your antics. When you breached the red zone, nobody got fooled. The whole world instead just slapped you. There was a backlash. By the way, have you ever seen a country where the government is acting like a bunch of rebels against the state? Seriously. They're calling themselves the government, right? They're calling themselves the true representatives of our state. So why are they acting like a bunch of rebels, and why are they rebelling against the state? The army and the PDM are rebelling against the state. Have you ever seen that in any country where the government is rebelling against the state? Oh my god, this is too hilarious. I mean, seriously, this is too fucking stupid. Well, this is the situation today, so let's see what else is going to happen, because there, as we know, the DGISI is calling meetings in which they're trying to finesse their plans of assassinating Imran Khan, and this will be the third official attempt. Or actually, it will be the fifth attempt, because there have been attempts where America has kind of been semi directly involved before the elections, and then during the elections. And then after that, now they've left it all to their minions, the fifth columnists here, the PDM and the army, their dogs. So, um, well, what can I say? All I can say is that this time the public should not just sit at home scared, waiting for what to happen. I think the public needs to now, once again, I don't think the public should listen to Imran Khan. I don't think they should wait for any call. I think they should act on their own instinct. They should flood the gates and they should shut the country down, because the government is already shutting the country down. It's crippling the country already. So there is nothing left to really. I think the public should now completely shut down the country like they did last time previously before the elections, when they all marched out. I think this time they should not just march out, but they should literally freeze and paralyze the country, which is what actually the public wanted to do when Imran Khan was ousted, but he stopped us. But I think now we don't really need to listen to Imran Khan. I think we need to listen to ourselves. We need to realize that if we do not stand up again, then the shit that's going to rain on us, we deserve it. So this is me signing out. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay blessed. It's so hot outside, I swear. I'm sorry. Like, for all it's 38 degrees, but I swear it looks as if it's 42. Anyway, so you all take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Khuda Hafiz.